cool early stick from 1996 to show you today for vintage vault, which is the Warrior Diablo. The Diablo had a very cool logo on the shaft. Look at that. Little devil, little lacrosse stick. Not so sure about the name. Got another one here, actually, another white one. I might show it better on the camera. I'll show you this one. One of the earlier Warrior heads. When you look at it now, it's kind of quite far ahead for its time, really. It's not a bad looking stick, is it, for kind of mid-90s? Not a stick I have used. I've got to admit, when Warrior first came out, I just wasn't a big Warrior guy. And they had a few unusual names, didn't they, back in their early days? Little bit controversial, to say the least. I mean, Diablo, you know, kind of harmless, but it does kind of remind you of some, I don't know, cheap spirits off the shelves, doesn't it, or something? But 96, you know, they came out with a few interesting heads, you know, the Cobra, and this was one of the earliest sticks. I got a feeling my brother might have won one of these in a raffle. No, it was an MVP at a tournament, actually. I'm pretty sure he had one of these. I don't remember it lasting an awful long time. I'm pretty sure the head cracked on it. Don't think this is the original end cap. I seem to remember having like a shorter, stubbier, rounder end cap. So there wasn't actually sort of a bit to stop your hand slipping off. It was just like a little nubby bit. Could be wrong, but that's how I remember them. So I've actually managed to find some of the advertising bump from the old Diablo. So let's have a little look at that. I'm just going to grab my laptop. Oh, I'm knocking all the camera. Let's have a look. See what it says about the Diablo. Enhance your game. The Diablo is the next heatwave in lacrosse heads, featuring raised turf levelers for better scooping. Not quite sure what turf levelers are, but if you look on the back of these head, I'm guessing these are them. So there's kind of like little raised bits there, just where the leathers go in. I'm guessing there was a mesh option for this as well, but it was early Warrior heads. You did see a lot of them strung with trads. And turf levelers, well, there you go. We know what turf levelers are now. Maximum sidewall width, Warrior painted curve design, accu-curve scoop, beveled leather holes, flare opening, channel sidewall, lacing groove, and Warrior step back design. So, you know, they really sold the heads quite well. When you read back at the advertising bump, they were kind of a little bit ahead of some of the other guys. Remember, this is back when Warrior were the kind of new kids on the block. So, you know, when you actually look back at some of their advertising, they did a great job of getting people to buy in to what at the time was a new brand, you know, with their advertising. And as I said earlier in the video, some of that advertising was a little bit kind of dodgy. They did have some kind of weird names. I remember they had a handle called the Pin-Up that had kind of half-naked girls on it. There was a handle called the Kind Bud. There was, what was it? The Mac Daddies, and, you know, they used the word pimp a lot in a lot of their advertising. And it's kind of, you know, it's great that they got away from that, because, you know, some of the old adverts. I'm going to have to dig out a couple of magazines, actually, and show you some early advertising in the magazines. Because, again, there's some kind of weird advertising. I remember there was one with, sure it was Mark Millen at a barbecue. He had, like, gloves on a barbecue or something weird. Yeah, dipping into the vintage vault, so thought you might want to take a look at the Diablo. Like I said, I think for the time, you know, it kind of did have a bit going for it. Not so many stringing holes in these early heads. And, like I said, you know, most of them, the only two I've got in my collection have got trads in, but the original trad pockets. Not the best of trads, you know. I mean, obviously, it needs kind of sorting out this, but might actually get around to restringing a couple of these and actually putting, you know, some half decent trad pockets in them and see what happens. So there you go, Warrior Diablo.